With the introduction of technology into the world, home and classroom, how does it affect our teaching and learning? What is blended learning? There are a lot of long and short definitions for blended learning out there, but all of the great minds agree that blended learning is not the same thing as classroom technology integration. It's more than that. We know technology integration is a wonderful thing and should be a part of every classroom. The catch is that technology integration is not the same as blended learning, although the line between the two can get kind of blurry. Using technology in the classroom, either it is a smartboard, web tools, or educational software, is cool and helps us to engage students and motivate them, although that is still not blended learning. When we use Kessel Learning or Kahoot, this is a great way to use technology to collect formative assessment data, but this alone is not blended learning. If you take the results of Kessel Learning or Kahoot data and ask the students to defend their thoughts in face-to-face setting or in online discussion like Blog or Padlet, that will move your students to a blended learning environment where students collaborate and shift from student to teacher interaction to student interaction. This use of technology takes us from using technology as a tool only to a learning space where activities are shared and collaborative learning takes place. Using educational software like Lexia, Compass, ResKids is a use of technology, but is it blended learning? If you connect the use of the software to the classroom activities by reviewing the data and using it to improve student learning, that will make it blended learning. For example, breaking your students into small groups based on the data you reviewed, to work with a teacher to get some more in-depth instruction or immediate personal feedback. That is a blended learning approach, and you can see how that line blurs pretty quickly between tech integration and blended learning. The use of software can be a nice addition to the blended classroom if these activities are integrally connected to the activities in the face-to-face classroom. Rich technology integration is cool. Blended learning is also cool, and they're great together, but not the same thing. Blended learning isn't about simply using technology in the classroom to increase student engagement. If we get too caught up in the tools, we miss the whole point. Blended learning is simply about teaching with best practices, making the most of your online and face-to-face teaching. It is about deliberate and careful instructional planning and reflection to provide learning activities and content online and in the face-to-face setting. It's really about blending these two settings strategically to create the best learning experiences for our students.